Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thousands of memories are created and captured in each photo taken on your magical vacation. We proudly present Capturing Magic, where we help those moments live on forever.
Hey everyone, welcome to Capturing Magic, where we are using technology to help you create and capture magic memories. This is episode 5, recorded on Monday, November 12th. You can find more tips and tools and notes for this show at capturingmagic.me in the show notes for today's episode. I'm Steph C, and I am your host today, and I have here with me my co-host, Brittney Leavitt, who can be found at BrittishDesigns.com. Hi, Brittney.
Hi, Steph.
Thank you for being here.
Sure.
I'm excited.
Me too.
So you sell digital scrapbooking designs at BrittishDesigns.com. I need to mention that if people are wondering what that's all about. So
I think you did. Didn't you mention it?
Not just now. I said that you can be found at BrittishDesigns.com, but I don't think I said digital scrapbooking supplies. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I'm losing my mind. Yeah. So, okay, we have also joining us today Kim Lund, who is a Capturing Magic team member, and she can also be found at documentlifenow.com. Is that right, Kim?
That is correct. Hi, everyone.
Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
I'm super excited to have you here today because you are the queen of Disney planning in my book.
Oh, thank you.
So a long time ago when I took my kids to Disney World for the second time, you were my go-to gal. Actually, you've been my go-to gal for several Disney World planning trips because you just know it all. So I'm excited to have you.
Well, thank you.
And you recently went to Disneyland too, right?
No, I went to Disney World.
Okay, well, yeah, your last trip was Disney World, but before that you went to Disneyland, right?
Yes, I went to Disneyland
to me.
In 2009.
Okay, that's recent to me. But I guess it was a few years, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Time to go again, right?
Yes, they were the big, what is that? That lake in California Adventure was completely drained when we were there. So I need to go back.
Because they were just working on World of Color, building it.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not good pictures.
Yeah.
You haven't been to California Adventure since 2009. You have like a whole new world to discover there.
Yes.
Wait.
It's completely different.
It is. It is. And I would have to say that World of Color is my favorite nighttime show now out of any.
Really?
Of any of the parks. Yeah.
Wow.
You don't think that? You don't agree?
No, I still have to stick with Fantasmic. It's still my favorite. Yeah, I do love World of Color, but Fantasmic is, I don't know, something about it. It makes me emotional every time. So.
Really? That's how I am with World of Color.
Really? Yeah. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I really do love it. But for some reason, I just love Fantasmic. So.
That's interesting. I thought everybody loved World of Color more.
Not me. I'm the weirdo.
No, it's good. Okay, so let's see. Our discussion topic that we have for today is what you do to plan and prepare to capture the magic in the parks, for capturing magic in the parks. So we have a lot to talk about, and I'm excited to hear what you guys do, some of the things that you guys do. So let's start just kind of going down the list of stuff. What do you do? Let's talk about cameras first. So what cameras do you take with you? Kim, let's start there.
I have a fairly large point and shoot. It looks like it's a DSLR, but it doesn't have a removable lens. And I take that, and then we have a small point and shoot that my daughter uses, and then my iPhone and my husband's iPhone.
That's a lot of cameras.
It is. Well, and on our last trip to Florida, it poured on us. We were in the middle of hurricane season. Well, actually early, but it still hit. And we wound up needing, there were some days I couldn't I didn't take a bag for the big point and shoot. So I couldn't wear it. And so it was nice to have all those cameras.
Yeah. So do you want to tell everyone the model of your camera?
If I can remember.
Yeah.
It's a Fuji FinePix. I'm a Fuji girl. I think it's S200 EXR.
Okay. And I might as well mention too, you have some amazing photos. You take amazing photos with your point and shoot. You're a great photographer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just can't justify the expense of a SLR, and so I've just learned how to use my point and shoot.
And you do a great job with it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you only did point and shoot, and I've always admired your pictures, so that I'm very impressed.
Yeah. I always like to point that out whenever Kim does posts anywhere or talks anywhere, because I think people always think in order to get really good photos, they need to have an SLR. And you just don't. I mean, even we've talked before about iPhones do a great job a lot of times, the newer models. So yeah, I point and shoot when you know what you're doing, you know how to work your camera, you can get great photos.
Yes, and to be fair, it is a top of the line point and shoot, but it's still not a SLR. So
it does a great job. You do a great job with the camera.
Thank you.
So, okay. So, and then Brittney, what are you taking? What cameras are you taking with you to the parks usually?
We take our DSLR, and I just have the Canon Rebel XSI, so I'm a little behind the times on as far as DSLRs go, but I still love it, and it works great for us, so whatever. And then we take our little point and shoot. It's just the little Canon PowerShot. I'm a Canon girl, so see, we have all Canon. And then Josh and I both have our iPhones, and we ended up, especially on this last trip, taking a lot of pictures with our iPhones. So that's it. We just have those.
Let's see, I usually am taking my SLR. I have a Canon 60D. I just got a year or so ago. I upgraded a little over about a year ago. I had the very first digital Rebel. Like, it didn't even have any numbers or anything after it. It was just Rebel. Mm-hmm. And that's how old it was. And I upgraded, and I love my new SLR. And then I also take my iPhone. And this last time we had a point and shoot that the kids were using a little bit, and then my husband has his iPhone too usually. So what do you guys do to get your cameras ready?
I just make sure my bag's packed. I have several memory cards. I go with 2 gigabyte memory cards because I'm afraid to put them all on one. Mm-hmm. So I take several, and then battery-wise, I always have 3, 1 in the camera, 1 charged and ready to go, and then 1 in the charger.
So does your camera take special batteries?
Yes. The point and shoot takes AA's, but my other camera has a special charger.
Okay.
So
special batteries and chargers. That's preparation. I usually I have an extra battery that's charged and ready to go in my bag, and then the one that's in my camera charged and ready to go. And then I always make sure that I have my lens cleaner thinger, my lens rag. And I actually bought one this last time when I was down at Disneyland. I bought a Mickey Mouse one there in the camera shop because I forgot mine, and it clips right onto my camera strap. I really like it. It's pretty darn convenient because it stays all compact in a little bag, and then I can just pull it out. But I've tried several different lens rag systems that haven't worked for me, and that one seems to be working out pretty well. So
good to know.
Yeah. And then memory cards. I do big memory cards. The last time I went to Disney World, I had 2 different 16 gigabyte memory cards. And so I make sure that I have plenty of memory cards that are cleared. I clear them all, make sure that everything's all backed up and ready to go so that they're empty, because I've made the mistake before of not doing that and go to the park and I have a full memory card in my camera, but I can't remember if it's been offloaded somewhere or not. So I can't delete the pictures. Yeah. So then you have to go pay the premium price for a memory card at the parks. But yeah, what is there anything else that another thing that I do with my iPhones is I clear memory off my iPhones. I need to upgrade to the 32 gigabyte. I've got a 16, and I always seem to run out of memory. So I have to go through and delete off all the podcasts and anything else that's hogging memory. So what about you, Brittney?
I'm just the same as far as batteries. Like, I just have 1 extra, and I just make sure it's charged and in my bag. And I have a 16 gigabyte card in my SLR all the time, and then I just have a 4 gig in my point and shoot, and then I have an extra 4 gig just in a little case in my bag. But I don't ever usually end up using that, but it's always there just in case. What else? I just make sure cameras are cleared, things are charged. I usually do all of that like the night before we leave. That's kind of like my job. And we don't have like specific jobs that Josh and I do before we leave, but like for some reason cameras and making sure all that is done is always one of my duties.
Right.
So
one of the things you do.
Yep. Make sure that that's all cleared and that, it's just packed in the bags and ready to go. Yep.
Do you take different lenses to the parks, Brittney?
Excuse me. We should talk about lenses too, huh? If we're talking about which cameras we have. I do. I have the 50, just a 50 millimeter 1.8, the little lens, and that is on my camera, I would say most of the time, just because it's light and it's small and easy and I like it, but it doesn't always work for walking around the park, because it's a fixed zoom. And so I can't zoom with it or anything. So I do also have another lens, and it's sitting right here actually. So I'm going to pull it out because I can't remember what it is exactly. This one it's a 28-135, I don't know what it's called. It's just like a big 72 millimeter lens. And so I have that always in my bag as well, but it's kind of big and heavy. So it's kind of a pain. And it has that, it's so heavy that when you just have it on your camera strap, it falls down, it falls open or zoomed. And so it isn't my favorite to just like romp around in the park with, but I do have it on a lot because it's a great walk around lens as far as the pictures I can get with it. That's pretty much it. But I usually do have both of them in my camera bag at all times.
Yeah, it's always a big dilemma for me which lenses to take, because if I take 1 or 2 or 3, I only use one. Yeah. And then if I only take one, there's always a time when I wish I would have had one of my other lenses there. So I always take my 18-200 millimeter. I call it my amusement park lens because it just can do everything. It can do wide, and then it can zoom in as well. But I'm hoping to get that one that I talked about on one of the previous shows. That's a super wide angle lens. Mm-hmm. And then I think probably between the two of these lenses, I can capture pretty much everything that I need to. Mm-hmm. And maybe just limit myself to those 2 lenses. They just get heavy. It gets heavy toting all that stuff around. And so it's always an issue for me to figure out what I want to do.
Yeah. I
would love to hear if people have solutions or ideas on what lenses to take and which ones to leave home. And, if there are certain days that you take multiple lenses or anything like that, I would love to hear people's ideas and suggestions.
Yeah, I always find that I start out the trip with like both lenses, and I have my SLR out a ton, and I'm like being all fancy. And then by the end of the trip, I'm like, oh, here's my iPhone. Yep. I'm just sort of like over it a little bit, which I don't know. I don't know if that's a bad thing or not, but
yeah, I don't know either. Because I love the convenience of my iPhone. And like, I've said before, I have done a trip where I just did my iPhone and it worked out great for me. Your last trip to Disney World, Kim, was just this past summer, right?
Yes, in June, end of June.
And did you find that you used one camera more than another?
I didn't. Like I said, a tropical storm came through while we were there, and I don't carry a camera bag. I wear my camera crossbody, the big one, and I couldn't wear it during the rain. Yeah. And so I did rely on my iPhone. I would keep it. I had a crossbody bag for tickets and all that stuff, and I would just put it in a Ziploc inside that bag and then pull it out when I wanted to take a picture. I don't know. I think I was pretty equal between iPhone and then my big point and shoot. My daughter used the smaller point and shoot a lot until that tropical storm hit, and then I took it over, and then she never used it again, and I kind of regret that. So,
yeah, so that you can still have all of her pictures and stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing what she finds worthy of a picture.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. It always is interesting to see that, for sure. Okay, so do you take extra chargers and stuff for your cameras, phones, all of that kind of stuff.
Wait, can I ask a question before we move on? I want to ask him about her crossbody situation. So you don't have a bag at all day long. You just wear it all day.
Not for my camera. I wear my camera all day. Yes.
Yeah. Wow. And so do you, like on rides and everything, you just take it with you?
I do. I will put a big 2-gallon size freezer bag inside. I do have like a messenger bag I wear, but it's not big enough for the camera. But I'll put a freezer bag in there, and if we're going on Splash Mountain, for example, I'll put the camera inside of there and then like tuck it inside my shirt, and it looks ridiculous, but at least I know my camera's okay. So,
see, okay, because I always wonder this, like about wearing my camera, is because I have tell me about what strap you have, what crossbody strap you have.
I have one that I ordered off of Etsy, and I had her custom make it with the length that I wanted and what I wanted on it, because I got to coordinate. But I just find that if I wear it crossbody, I take a lot more pictures.
Yeah. I have a crossbody strap that I got last year from for Christmas that had been wanting. It's from blackrapid.com, and it's like a women's strap, and so it has like a curve, so it like can curve across your body in a way that's not like cutting you weird. And I like it a lot, and I feel like I should be wearing it around the park all day, but it like freaks me out to have my camera just like on my hip all day, because I feel like I'm banging it into things. Like I maybe just because of having the baby, and I'm getting like the stroller, and I just feel like I'm knocking it around too much where I don't want to wear it all day. But I know that if I did wear it all day, I would take way more pictures.
That's what I've started. The last trip to Disneyland, I started wearing mine crossbody because I knew I was going to be taking lots of photos. I was taking Mini-Me around Disneyland and working on some other projects. And so I wore mine crossbody, and it worked out fine. And I, changed lenses a couple of times. And my sister was with me, and I kept banging my lens into her, and my lens kept popping off. But, that's what the lens cap is there for, is to protect the lens. Yeah. And so I just had to I was trying to remember to walk on the other side of her. But other than banging it into my sister, I didn't bang it all that much. I mean, I don't remember any times I got scared or nervous. I took it on the rides with me that way. It was fine.
Do you have a special crossbody strap?
I do not, but I would kind of like one.
Yeah, I also had one made for me as well. We did a giveaway on my blog a while ago with Something Strappy, which is an Etsy store, and she made me an extra long one that I can wear crossbody, and it's really cute. Like it's red and polka dot and Minnie Mouse and ruffly, and it's super cute. It's not as utilitarian as my Black Rapid strap, but it's really cute. And so I have these two that I can wear. Maybe I should just try wearing my camera all day and not taking it off and just seeing how I like it. Because I've thought about doing it. I just couldn't I just felt like I was like needlessly banging it around, and it was freaking me out that I was going to break my camera.
Right.
Or my lens or something. But the good thing about the Black Rapid strap is that it has these little clips that go down on either side of the camera, and they clip in place so that your camera won't slide on the strap. Like it just stays put. Even when I lean forward, it doesn't slide forward.
Mm-hmm.
And then you would just unclick the little clip, and it slides forward so I can take my picture, and then it slides back and I clip it again. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
There's a video you can watch. I'll put the link in the show notes.
Yeah.
I really like it a lot. I use it whenever I take pictures, but wearing it all day at the park, I'm like, ugh. So when I heard you did that, Kim, I was like interested to see how you liked it and what you did. Because I had never taken my big camera ever on rides. I leave it in the stroller. Like I put it in my bag.
I'm more afraid of it being stolen than I am.
It makes me nervous no matter what I do.
Yeah.
I have to say, you do get used to, I find myself just reaching down to protect it. Like when I'm going through the little turnstiles or something, I always reach down to
lift it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found myself doing that naturally as well, lifting my camera up as we went through the turnstiles, and just, naturally, if we got in a crowd of people, putting my hand over it to protect it a little bit, and it wasn't a problem. Kim also sent us a link to the person that made your strap for you, will you?
I went to look for it last night, and the store is just completely gone.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. So,
Bummer.
but was it Simply Strappy that Brittney just talked about?
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, those are gorgeous.
They are. I pinned those on the Capturing Magic Pinterest board as well from Brittney's blog because they're fun. So fun, Disney themed kind of stuff.
She is so nice, and like she'll customize it how you want it as well. Like I mean, it's a little extra to make it crossbody, but I told her, or she actually noticed in some picture of mine that she's like, I noticed you wear your camera crossbody. I'm like, whoa, you did? I'll make it for you crossbody if you want. I'm like, yeah. So she's really nice, and I'll put a link to that store as well in the show notes. So.
That's great.
Yeah, I think maybe when Scarlett gets a little older, maybe I won't feel as like burdened down. Like I just feel like when I'm wearing my camera all day and I have her and I have the stroller and I have whatever, it's just a lot. Like I need to sometimes just put the camera down.
They get heavy. I mean, that's all there is to it. Even when I didn't have any kids with me, I'm just me and my sister. There were times that I ended up, and I had my iPad too, because I was testing out doing the character autographs on my iPad. And so we went and got a locker, and I was like, I am done with this SLR and done with the iPad. They're going in the locker.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because it gets heavy.
Commit to a day, or I'll just have it.
Yeah, and see how many, if you take more photos. I don't know. I mean, it's a toss-up. For
sure I would take more photos with that. I mean, I just don't know if when I get home, I feel like it was worth it.
Exactly.
Because I take a lot of pictures anyway with my phone and my point and shoot. And then when we go up to a character or something, I definitely always get my SLR out. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm interested. I have to
You'll have to try it and report back.
Okay.
Let us know what you think of your experience after you try it out. So, do you guys typically need to charge your phones while you're at the parks, like halfway through the day, or am I the only one that has to do that?
No, I have a Trent charger that went in my messenger bag that I used.
A Trent
to charge
charger.
My phone.
Is that a brand of I guess just portable chargers that don't have to be plugged into?
Yep.
Okay,
it
cool.
is.
And will it give your phone a full charge?
It gives my phone, I think it does 3 phones. We never had to use it that much, but yeah, it was like $40 on Amazon.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
Josh
great.
was just showing me all these fancy ones on Amazon that will charge charge 3 phones, and they have so much power in them. You could run in your phone for several days or something off of them. We don't have one like that. We just have we got it. Josh, we couldn't even find the website where we got it. Josh got it online for $8, and it's just an external battery, and we charge it at the hotel room the night, maybe the day before we go or the night before we go. And then we can plug our phones into it if they're about to die. And we can get about, if we both are charging, we can each get about a half to 3/4 of a charge off of it. It'll charge 1 1/4 iPhones. So it was only $8, and it works for just that. But if you had a lot of phones that you needed, then you could upgrade it to a fancier one. And on Amazon, we were looking at Amazon. There's a lot of them on there. If you just search for external iPhone battery, there's tons.
Charger. I have 3 different ones that I've bought, and I'm only happy with one of them, and it's old enough that I think I need to replace it now. I typically need to charge when I'm at the parks right around 2 or 3 o'clock. And then if we're going to be there until late, I need to charge again at night late, or else my battery will be dead, and then we're just out of communication with each other, which always kind of makes me nervous. But I have, I have an iGo charger, and that's the one that I like the most. But I've had it for 2 years, and it doesn't seem to give me a full charge anymore. It only charges about 30%. So I'm really interested in knowing what ones you guys have tried that have worked. Because, when I'm at the parks, I'm apping like crazy. When I'm doing touring plans to check wait times on different rides and fast pass return times, so that we can just strategically kind of figure out where we want to go next and what we want to do. Because Toy Story Mania, it's my favorite ride, and I will ride it. I'll get in line if it's a 40-minute wait, but anything longer than that, it's miserable waiting for an hour for that ride or longer. So I like to check those kinds of things before I head to ride them.
They're over on the other side, so it's you have to decide if you want to use your feet.
Yeah, exactly.
the other side of the pier, and you have to know if you're going to ride it or not before you get there.
Exactly. Are you going to commit to the ride line, even if it's longer than what the wait time says in the app? Because once you're over there, there's not a whole heck of a lot else that I like to ride because, California Screaming makes me sick. So.
Oh, dang. I love that ride.
I know. I probably should try it again. I haven't tried it for a long time. But so, Kim, are you using tons of apps in the park? I'm really surprised that you don't typically need to charge.
No, I don't use it that much. I use the Disney official app to check FastPass return times, but I did not find that it was great for wait times. Mm-hmm. So I used Lines for that, but mostly just to check FastPass return times. And then we pretty much stay together as a group, so we don't have to call each other a lot or anything. So
you're not texting each other, and we usually split up.
Steph,
a lot.
In the past, we've had to charge our phones around. Usually, we would make it to, I would say, like 4 or 5 o'clock. But this last trip, we didn't use our external battery at all. Like
really?
Our phones, I guess it's maybe because we got that new iPhone 5. I don't know.
Yeah.
We were also on LTE while we were there, which is the the faster network. Where like at home we're still on 4G. Mm-hmm. In California they have LTE now, and so because we were on LTE, our phones worked way faster and our batteries lasted way longer because it had such a strong connection. It wasn't constantly trying to find that connection, and I think that's why our batteries lasted way longer. So on this last trip we didn't use our external battery at all, and we used our phones and our apps a lot.
That's really cool. So what provider do you have?
AT&T.
That's who I'm on too. I guess that's the reason I need the 5 right there.
So if you can get on AT&T, if you can get on LTE while you're there, like if you can connect to it, your battery will last way longer. And I guess supposedly LTE is coming here to Utah in like a few weeks, but we don't know. I don't know. I'll believe it when I see it. But we miss it because we got home and we're like, oh, it's so slow. Like we were just so spoiled while we were there because LTE is awesome.
That's funny. I didn't even notice when I was there what I was on. I mean, does the 4S do LTE? Do you know?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
Josh, I'll have to tell you right now. Josh is in charge of all the techie stuff. Like when we go, like all the extra batteries and our phone. Like he's your personal tech support guy. And so when we were going through the questions we were going to talk about today, I was constantly asking him like, okay, what do we have for this? What do we have for that? Because I had no idea. Like he's in charge of it. And so
I'm in charge of all of that. Everything that you've said you split between you and your husband, I am in charge of all of that in my family.
My husband wouldn't even know what an external battery is.
Yeah, my husband hopes that I have something extra for him to charge his phone with during the middle of the day when it dies.
That's funny. Josh is totally like, I'm the one who's hoping he has it because I don't know.
That's really funny. So what do you do about backing up your photos and stuff when you're at the parks? Do you offload your photos every day or?
I do. Well, it depends. It depends on how many pictures we took. I don't know that we did a lot of offloading on this last trip. See, again, this is funny. I'm in charge of the cameras and stuff, but when we're there, because Josh is in charge of the technical stuff, he's the one who like brings the laptop and brings that kind of stuff. So he's the one who's like backing up at the hotel room. So if we do it, it's because Josh does it. It's not because I do it. So if he feels like doing it, he'll do it. Or if we've taken a ton of photos, then we'll say, okay, we better make room on our card and, get all those pictures off. But I do like to offload it depends on how tired we are at the end of the. But if we're being smart, we will, because I would hate to lose, if something happened to our memory card or heaven forbid we lost our camera or something and we lost the entire trip of pictures, that would be like worst case scenario.
Yeah.
So if we're being smart, then we're offloading to our laptop or even to our iPad at night, so that those pictures are, somewhere else and not with us in the parks. So
right. Kim, what do you do?
I did not even take my laptop on this last trip, so I just went with a lot of smaller cards, and then as I filled them up, I protected them so I couldn't accidentally erase them.
Mm-hmm.
And they went in the safe at our villa. And I shot in RAW, so I couldn't have seen them anyway without opening Photoshop and Camera Raw and all that stuff. So, yeah, that's what I did pretty much. Didn't even get to download, like, and then when we got home, of course, I turned on my computer and all of my iPhone photos downloaded through the cloud. So that was really nice. But that was it.
Yeah, I usually take my laptop with me and every day try to offload every 2 days at the most, but I don't offload. I guess I copy them to my computer and then I also keep them on the memory card so that I have them in 2 places. I have also been known to try and upload all of them to Flickr so that they're backed up there as well. I've done a variety of things, but when I'm on trips, I try to make sure that I have my photos in 2 different places just because I've had bad experiences when I've been on vacation where I've accidentally done something. So locking the memory card, protecting it like you do, Kim, is a really good idea.
How do you, this is probably a stupid
No,
question.
I was going to ask the same thing.
Yeah, how to protect it.
Well, I don't know, on my Fujis, when you go the same way that you would go into format, it says protect, and I just hit protect, and it asks if I want to just protect the picture I'm looking at, or if I want to protect all, and I hit protect all, and sometimes it takes a really long time to do that. But then when I go to erase them, I have to unprotect them all before it will erase them. So I can't just accidentally erase.
Okay, I'm looking on my camera menu right now and I can see I have that option, protect images.
I didn't even know you could do that. Cool.
Yeah.
I learned that because I think, you give your camera to somebody and they want to scroll back through the pictures, and my husband will go, "Oh, did I just delete that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So now I always protect it before I give it to anybody.
Oh, that's smart.
That's really smart. So it'll just protect the photos, not the whole card, so you can still add to it.
Right.
You just can't delete.
Right.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Really great.
Yeah.
I learned something very helpful.
There you go. Okay, so what about journaling and taking notes? Do you guys do any preparation ahead of time for that?
Oh, yes.
Okay, what do you do?
The part about Kim saying, because I know she does a really good job at it, and I want to be better at it. So I'm going to sit back and listen to Kim.
Yes.
Well, and every time I come on, I talk about the Passporter, which is it's a 3-ring binder like a day runner that has envelopes where you put all my receipts in it, and then you fill out, there's questions on the back. But then this trip, I also made my own notebook through paper Coterie. I don't know if I pronounced that right, and it was just a blank notebook. And every night I would just sit down and do like stream of consciousness. And the great thing was my girls are 16 and 12, and they were also filling out journals and books. And so we'd all sit down on the king-size bed and go, okay, what do we do after this? And we were all writing our own little
fun
notes to ourselves. So it was really fun.
Like a memory inside of a memory. Like you're helping to record your memories, but also just sitting all together, like writing down what you did. It sounds so fun. What a great way to end your day.
Yeah. Super fun. So I know that you bought special journals kind of for some of your girls, right? One of your girls maybe?
Yes, my youngest I got, and I can't even remember the name of it now. I got her special Disney Kids guidebook. I talked about it the last time we were on the podcast, and I can't remember.
When you were on the Did You Show, I can probably look it up from there.
Yeah.
And see what the name was.
And it was meant for younger kids, like maybe 8 to 12. She was pretty much at the upper limit of the age it was intended for, but it had things like here's where we ate and what I ordered, and it also had every ride in it, and she could circle whether she wrote it or not and whether she liked it or not. It was just really fun for her because like my 16-year-old, she loved the whole journaling process. My 12-year-old pretty much wanted to get back outside. So
yeah. Different kids. So have you since gone through and used some of that journaling and stuff when you were scrapbooking it? Because I know you put that trip together in Project Life.
I did. And the divider for every day, the front of it was a 12 by 12 picture of the whole family. And then the back of it, I pulled from each of our journaling and had it included that on the back of that page. And I just think I pulled it straight from there, like our sentence starters, and I wrote from Micaiah and from Chesney, so that I would know it was all of our memories.
Fun.
Awesome. I will say I noticed that, like, when I can see, I need to journal and keep track more when I'm there, because when I go to scrapbook a page, because like I said, I don't get a whole trip done hardly ever. And so I'm just totally random. And so when I go back to scraps and pictures that are from like an older trip, the stories and the journaling are like not as good. Like they're kind of lame because I can't remember as much. It's more generic. But when I scrapbook a page of like a trip I just took, like if I like a page I just scrapbooked a page from our really recent trip, and the story and journaling was way better because I could remember details and whatever, and so I have that journaling done. But if I was smart and had taken notes from all the trips, then all my stories would be good in my scrapbook, and they're not right now. So I got to be better at that. It's got to be a goal for me. So
yeah, it's something that I want to work on as well while I'm at the parks, taking notes.
Evernote, right?
Yeah.
Can you talk about what that is and how you use it?
You know what? I don't use Evernote. I know that there are some people that do use Evernote. I use Evernote. I don't use it at the parks. Okay. I'll put it that way. There are people that do use it at the parks. I know that Erin Morris actually has a post coming up on Capturing Magic this week, I think, that talks about some of that kind of stuff. But yeah, using Evernote just to write down some of the notes of things that happen throughout the day. Did you use that, Kim?
I had planned to, and I had it on my phone because normally I would put on Twitter funny things my kids will say in the parks, or just things that I think are funny. And I didn't want to use Twitter this trip because my husband, we were gone a long time. He didn't want everyone knowing we weren't home. So I had planned to put those things on Evernote, and I think I did too, and then I completely forgot about using it. So
what is Evernote? Like,
it's a note-taking app, and you can access it from your computer. You can download the app to your computer, Macs and PCs. You can access it from the web, and then they also have apps for pretty much every mobile platform that there is. And so it's synced up through the cloud, and you can access anything. You just add notes, you can tag them, you can organize them, categorize them, put them in folders, all of that kind of stuff. One of the cool things that I love about Evernote is that it can search for text within a JPEG. And so if you have screenshots, or if you have a picture of something at the parks and you want to search on it, you just type in something that would have been in that JPEG, and it can search the JPEG for text.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's fancy.
I did not know that. One thing I did do was send all of my confirmations for dining and rental car and all those things to Evernote, and that way if I lost my purse or something, I would still have all those numbers right there.
That's a good idea.
It just took just entered in the text off of them, or?
No, it recorded them, and I don't know how it did it, but the whole email was right there.
Oh, wow.
So
you can also upload spreadsheets, PDFs, a lot like Google Drive.
Oh, okay.
All of that kind of stuff to Evernote.
System. I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So one of the apps that I did use for note-taking the last couple times at the parks, and for sharing memories and stuff, was JustFamily. I've talked about that. I think I might have talked about it here. I talked about it on the Digi Show a while back, but it's basically a way to connect with family. It's not public, it's private. And one of the cool things about it is that you can add contacts by email address, and I can upload a photo, write a note about it, and then it'll email it to my family members that I select, and they don't have to sign up for any kind of a membership or anything, and they can hit reply to the email, and it'll come back to me and be added in my feed. So I use that a lot at the parks to share stuff with my parents and my siblings while we were away, and I really liked that a lot, and so I used that for note taking as well. But
yeah, I mentioned it, I think, in our very, very first.
Okay, yeah. So that's
so cool. I can't wait to try it.
Yeah, I plan on doing more note taking. It just hasn't gotten convenient enough for me, and I don't remember to do it, I guess, when I'm at the parks.
Yeah.
So.
Too busy.
Yeah, I'm too busy having fun to take notes.
Josh is actually pretty good. Like, he is a good journal. He does a lot of journaling, and so I've seen him write in his journal like at night or in the morning before we were getting ready to leave, just writing about what we did and stuff. So at least we have someone writing it down. But yeah, I need to be better about it.
I think even just entering a bullet list of what you did during the day could be very helpful when you're going back to scrapbook.
And when I went to Disney World, I was pretty good. That was like a big trip for us. And so I was pretty good at night after we got home. I would sit and write just kind of what we did, not like specific stories and stuff, but made like kind of a list and I don't know, like a travel log, just to kind of what we had done that day. And those are nice to have, but yeah.
A lot of it for me is going back through my spreadsheet schedule that I keep whenever I go to either of the parks, because I usually make dining reservations at both parks. And
spreadsheets stuff.
I do spreadsheets. So I can refer back to the date the photo was taken and then my spreadsheet for where we were, which park we were at, all of that kind of stuff. California, Disneyland, it's a little bit different because you can pop back and forth between the parks so easily. And so we'll be back and forth between, we aren't spending one whole entire day in one park usually, because it's just so easy to walk across the Esplanade and be in a different park. Disney World is a totally different story. It takes a lot of time to move between parks. And so we're typically 1 or 2 parks a day, and that's it.
Yeah.
So, okay, what else do you do is there anything that you do to get ready for journaling, note-taking, and capturing the memories while you're there that we didn't cover, anyone?
So nothing here.
I can't think of anything.
Okay. You did some fun things with characters while you were down there, Kim, this last trip for autographs.
Yes. Well, I took Project Life down there. I took the Project Life journal cards, and I had a small 3x3-inch square of, I think it was chipboard. I don't know. It was pretty solid though, so it might have been actual wood. But I had bought it off Etsy, and it was covered in Disney paper, and then it had a big clip on it, and that's what we gave them to sign.
Oh, so. Cute.
Like a clipboard. Oh, cute. And so you just handed your Project Life card on a clipboard so they could sign it, and then it goes straight in your book?
Uh-huh.
Yep. Awesome. What a good idea.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good idea for Project Lifers that want to be able to easily include that stuff in their albums.
And smart to hand them, because I always wonder, like, if I was just going to hand them a card that was going to go in my scrapbook or whatever, like, how would I hand it to them? They can't just, like, sign a flimsy little card, but having a clipboard is a great idea. And especially if you can get a cute one on Etsy.
Yeah, smart thinking. Very smart thinking.
All this preps, you are the master of preparation. It's like, you've thought of everything.
I love watching Kim's Pinterest feeds and her blog when she's getting ready to go on a trip, because she gets the cute custom bag made, and it's fun.
Yeah, I love it too, but my husband does not love it as much as I do.
The preparation can sometimes be just as fun as the trip.
Oh, my daughter that's 16, she's totally into it, and she thinks it's more fun. So,
and it could be almost just as expensive.
Yes, it can.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well then let's move into our picks with pixie dust. Do you want to go first, Brittney?
Oh, sure. Okay, so my pick might be really obvious to a lot of people, but some people might not know about it. So I figured I would pick it today. And it was just something really fun that we have done on the last few trips, where we will go to eBay and buy a big lot of pins for trading, and then be able to have them. And they come usually in the listing. It'll tell you if you won't get duplicates and stuff. So you get 25 unique pins, but they're not always great pins, and they're not pins you want to keep. But they're just really fun pins to trade, and especially for kids to just be able to fill their lanyard with a ton of pins and then just be able to trade during your trip. It's just an extra really fun thing to do at the parks. And our lot, I actually bought 2 lots of 25, and our lots ended up being $11.50 for 25 pins. So that's like 46 cents a pin. And then it's cheap. Like, okay, so we spent $11.50 on 25 pins, and then that $11.50 lasts your whole trip. And it's just a really fun thing to like look for those cast traders that are all over. And I started collecting. I don't do the pins so much. Josh is our pin trader in the family. But on this last trip, I decided that maybe I would start doing it a little bit if I like just went with like one theme. Mm-hmm. And so I just started looking for all Little Mermaid pins because that's my favorite movie. And so if there was ever a Little Mermaid pin on any Cash Traders lanyard, then I would just trade for it. But so we just had these like cheap trader pins, and it was just an extra little fun thing to do. And my tip on the eBay lots is just be patient and watch for a good price. Like I said, we paid $11.50 for 25, and that I think is about normal. That's a good price to pay for it. If you're really lucky, you might get a little lower than that, but not really. I was looking just yesterday as I was deciding to pick this, and they're around $12 for $11.50 to $12 for a lot if you wait and patient. And there are a ton of these lots, like a ton. So you don't have to pay more than that. And then also be careful you buy from a U.S. seller so that you don't wait a really long time for them to come from China or wherever. Especially if you're doing this, right before your trip or something. You don't want to like accidentally buy them from China and then realize they're not going to be able to be here for a month or so. So watch and make sure it's a U.S. seller and wait for a good price. And then you have all these fun pins and you can trade. And I know my nieces do this as well, and they have a ton of pins to trade, and it's so cute and fun for the little kids to feel like they have these little treasures around their neck, So
I did that for my last family trip to Disneyland. I ordered some off eBay, but I didn't do a bidding because I'm not that good at bidding on eBay, and I always lose.
Yeah, I think that there are a lot of buy it now ones as well.
Yeah, I did a buy it now, and I ended up paying just under $1 a pin, which I thought that was still a great deal. So.
The bidding, there's just so many lots that it's not as hard as like if you're trying to bid for something and be real good at the bidding.
Right.
It's not hard to get a lot for $12.
For cheap, yeah. My kids really enjoyed it. They had a lot of fun. And my girls didn't trade at all, but they just liked wearing the pins. And my son, he did trade with cast members, and he had a lot of fun doing it. And he picked a theme, just like you did. He did Club Penguin characters for some reason, and so he was trying to collect all of those. But
that's fun. Yeah, my sister-in-law and my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law's kids, they had gone on a trip there, and they said that at one point all they were doing was just like circling the park pin trading. Like they just got so into it that they would just like walk from like shop to shop looking for cast members and trade pins, and it's just fun. It's just fun to do. So that's my eBay lots. Just search for Disney pin lot, and you'll see there's just a ton. So
great idea. Okay, Kim, do you have a pick?
I do. I picked Joe Totes, which is not necessarily Disney related, but it's the camera bag that I use. I have one of their rose totes, which has a rose on it. It's not the color of the tote. Mine's green, but I love it because it looks like a purse, but it's all padded inside to hold my camera. And then it came with Velcro, so I can make my own compartments. So like at night, my camera would go in there and I would pull out. That's where all my cords and batteries and memory cards were. And I also think it'd be great as a diaper bag too. I mean, I have extra room in mine. Of course, I'm not carrying several lenses, but I was like, this even looks like I could stick diapers in there and things. So that's my favorite.
You've had that one for quite a while, haven't you?
I've had this one, I think, for 2 years. And then before that, I had won a Joe Tote, which was a different style. So I've had Joe Totes for probably 5 years now.
Because I remember seeing a long, long time ago on your blog, you posting about a Joe Tote, and I remember just drooling.
Yeah. Yeah. This one was not cheap. It was over $100.
Yeah, they're expensive.
I'll use it for years and years. And the one before that, I won on Kathy Zielski's blog. Mm-hmm. So, and it made it a good 3 years. It was black. I had to have something colorful. So.
Yeah. What color? It's lime green, did you say?
It's more of an olive green.
Oh, okay. I remembered green though. See, I pay
and
attention.
It fits under the airport or the airline seats too, because I used it just as a carry-on. So
that's great.
Go to the parks?
I didn't. I never took it to the parks. It's just too big. I bet it's 2 feet long and 1.5 feet wide. So it's just too big.
That's big.
Yeah.
That is big.
I can put a lot in there.
Yes, you can. I'm sure.
That's cute. It's just like I would use it for my purse if I didn't even have my camera in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay, I am going to go with, I'm changing my pick really quick because since we're talking about different bags and stuff, it reminded me of something that I got off of Etsy, and it was actually a pick of peppermints from the Digi Show a long time ago, and I ordered one and I love it. And it's just an insert that this lady sewed and made on Etsy for your camera, and it has all the different compartments for lenses and your camera, and it's padded and everything, and then you can just take it out and put it in any bag.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I never picked that, and I never went and got one, but now I really want one.
Yeah, I think it was between $30 and $40, and I love it. And in fact, as Kim was talking, I thought I ought to go have the same Etsy person that made Kim's bag make me a bag that's cute like Kim's, and then get an insert from this other lady, and I'll be set, because it's great because I have a big bag that I travel with, and so I can just pull that insert out of my purse and throw it in that bag. It has all of my extra memory cards, everything in there already. Put it in my big traveling bag and I'm good to go.
What cute bag do you have, Kim, that she's talking about?
I think, are you talking about the one I wore in the parks?
Yes. Your Minnie Mouse looking one?
It is by Serendipity. But she is actually so busy. I follow her on Facebook and she's already booked through 2013.
Are you kidding me?
No.
The whole year? Through the whole year?
Yes. She hand makes them, and she does about 2 a month, and she's already booked for the entire year.
Oh. Well, that ruins that.
I know. So I was thinking maybe I should sell mine on eBay.
Just sell it to Steph. Don't sell it on eBay. Just sell it to Steph.
I'm doing Disneyland in 2014, so I got to hang on to it.
Yeah. So. You are doing Disneyland then?
Not next year, but the year after, when my daughter graduates from high school.
Awesome.
And we're going to try to drive from Kansas.
That'll be fun. Have fun with that. Yeah, that's a long drive, but I know that your family travels best by car.
Well, yeah, we have issues.
Yeah.
So.
Kim, will you send me a link to the Serendipity bags just so we can link it up in the show notes
and people
after?
can see. We can also. Sorry, go ahead, Kim. I cut you off.
No, I was just saying I sure will.
We can also link to the pin because I pinned Kim's bag on Pinterest. I think it's on the Capturing Magic board.
Oh, okay.
And then people can go find it there too if they want, so they can see her exact bag.
Yeah.
Because it's adorable. So
it is.
Yeah. Okay, that's all because we got our picks done. So let's go around and everyone remind our listeners where they can connect with you if they want to, which they probably would like to. Kim?
My blog is documentlifenow.com.
Perfect. And you do lots of Disney blogging there too. And I think, do you still have free downloads of the different journaling cards, Project Life stuff?
Yes. I had a whole series of Disney ones. They're still available. And then I'm starting holiday journaling cards. So.
Oh, perfect. So
I just saw your new Thanksgiving ones that are going to be coming out, and they're so cute.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we can link up to those as well. That would be fun for people if they want to do, character autographs on journaling cards. That would be great.
Yep.
So, okay, Brittney.
I am at BrittishDesigns.com. That's British with 2 T's. And that's where you can find my blog as well as my digital scrapbooking shop. There, I have lots of freebies and things on my blog as well if you're looking for Disney-ish digital scrapbooking stuff. And yeah, I just had a new kit out last week, so that's kind of the main new thing we've got going on right now. And in a couple weeks, we'll be having our big Black Friday event, celebration, sale stuff. So that's it.
Perfect. I need to be sure to mention our sponsor, thedailydigi.com, where you can find information about digital scrapbooking and lots of other techie, geeky, fun things. If you're interested in learning how to add text to photos, do some simple photo editing in Photoshop and all of that kind of stuff, check it out there. We have on the right-hand side a free digital scrapbooking manual that has it's basically a beginner's guide that can get you up and running, and it links you up to several tutorials, resources, everything you need to know, because it can be overwhelming if you want to get started. So also you can find me at capturingmagic.me, and we have new posts going up every day, all related to every weekday, all related to creating and capturing magic memories and using technology along the way. It's super fun. So I'm excited. I'm really enjoying it. And readers seem to be really enjoying it too. It's interesting because it's kind of a different mix. We don't get tons of visitors to the site every day, but we have a huge amount of people that are subscribed to the daily newsletter updates, and they're opening and reading them every day. So it's a little bit different than what I'm used to, because people aren't coming to the site and they're not looking at things in their Google Reader. They're checking it out through email. So that's kind of fun.
That if they sign up for the
yes,
they get the free printable autograph book.
Yes. If you sign up for the newsletter at capturingmagic.me, Brittney created a printable autograph book that is super, super cute, and you can print it up. It's 5x7, right, Brittney? Printed?
Did we do 5x7?
I think you did 5x7. It's either 4x6 or 5x7.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think you went 5x7. I've only used it on my iPhone and iPad so far, but the files are print ready. You can just upload them to your favorite printer and have them printed, or you could use them on your iPhone or iPad just like I did. There's a post there with information about it too. So yeah, okay. I think we're good. Oh. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And we will see you next time, where we will be back here capturing magic.